All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Unidos Unplugged, the podcast where community culture and wellness take the spotlight. I am your host, David Villarreal, outreach specialist for Unidos contra la Diabetes. I'm joined by my co-host, Miss Claire Garza. Say hi, Claire.
Hello, everybody.
She-
So excited to be here. Sorry, David.
You're fine. She is our facilitator here at Unidos. And I'm joined with a very special guest today, a dietitian, Mr. Issac Anzaldua. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being with us today, Isaac. And if we want to just get right into it,
Yeah, let's do it.
tell us a little bit about yourself, what it is that you do, and we'll get the ball rolling.
Sure. Like you said, I'm a dietitian. I'm Issac Anzaldua, and I'm from the Rio Grande Valley. And I actually am from Rio Grande City. I grew up basically in La Gruya, Texas, and small town. Everybody knows each other, and my journey, I guess that you could say, or started there, right? And me being a dietitian, basically I work with people here in the valley. I have a private practice, which is called Nuestro Nutrition. I also work in a dialysis center as well. And I've been in pretty much a lot of settings, like in community settings, hospital, worked in hospitals as well, and now in private practice, right, as well. So how we help a lot of people, and we have a team of 4 RDs on our team, and yeah, it's like an everyday thing for us to. We focus a lot on weight loss, by the way, we also help other people without diabetes, or like I said, like with the dialysis stuff.
Right.
But we target more like weight loss, diabetics, and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have a question, David?
Go ahead.
I just had a quick question because you're coming from La Gruya. Can you talk to us a little bit about that journey into nutrition? Because that's far out there, right? And that's a small town, I would
Yes.
say, right?
And you
So-
wouldn't necessarily think of like, oh yeah, like
Yeah, I
somebody
wouldn't
from
think of
La Gruya
that.
has decided to go into the
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many nutritionists were in
Right.
La Gruya when you were growing up. So I'm just curious, like, what was that journey like for you, and what sparked the interest, right?
Yeah, well, the funny thing is, my family, they're all like cooks, caterers,
Oh.
like
Wow.
quinceañera comidas, and
Yes.
so food is like the big thing in our family. Like,
That's a love language
so
for sure.
it's a love language. I
Yes.
mean, so I always have been around like excellent food, like the best food, and I always think like the valley has the best food.
Does.
Podcast is gonna make us
You know?
hungry.
Right.
So that was my growing up, like pura comida bien
Same.
padre, and my grandma worked at the school. She was a cafeteria lady. My aunt also was like a manager there, so todos la conocían, right? And I would get extra enchiladas, and you know what I mean.
You had the hookup at school, huh?
I always had to hook up. So that's normal for me to like excellent foods always in my life.
Yeah.
But growing up, I was also like the kid that was overweight, and but that was normal for me.
Yeah.
But then I got into sports growing up in Agruya, and as you're going into the sports, like my body slowly, like I started to see changes. Confidence went up. My body's like more conditioned.
Yeah.
Started seeing physically changes in my body, and I got hooked on that. Like I got this obsession, and I guess that's the way I am. I'm like the obsessed guy
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
this topic. And so that kind of never stopped. I was in the weight room a lot, and I loved like fitness, right?
Yeah.
And so eventually I bought this book. I think when I was in high school, I bought this book that was called No Nonsense Fitness or something like that from Vince El Monte. I already butchered the title, pero that was the author. And I read that book, and basically I had plateaued in my fitness journey, you could say. And I was strong, and I was in football and all these things where I was in sports, and that was my world. But I bought this book, and I read it, and I applied it, and I saw a change. And I realized that, man, the diet part was my missing link.
Yeah.
And so I got so obsessed that I said, you know what, I'm gonna go off to college, right? And that I want to know what I can do that's related to what I like to do, which is at the time I was obsessed with weightlifting and all that stuff. but I can also make money, and
Yeah.
that's
Make a
also a professional. So dije, well, I googled that at that time, and a dietitian came up. Y dije, well, and I prayed about it, and dije, no, you know what? I think that's the way I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I have a good feeling about that. Right? So dije, you know what? I'm gonna do that. And coming out from La Rio, pues I didn't have money.
Yeah.
I'm broke. So I'm broke. My parents got me this car that just to go to college, and pues me quedé tirado cada rato, and
The struggle.
the struggle. I was in the struggle, struggle phase. So college life, but I still pursued it. I got it done, and that was my kind of my start into
Wow.
that route, and well, did I answer your question on that?
No, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I was just curious because, like, I'm thinking of like La Gruya, and I've only been to Rio Grande City a handful of times, and I don't remember seeing many nutritionists in that area. This was a couple years ago, and so I'm just
Yeah.
like, how did that, like, a kid growing up there think like
now-
that's something I want to do? But now that makes sense.
See, I had this obsession. Like my mom,
You had the
I
drive,
remember
for
one
sure.
one thing. My mom would make me ribeyes like cada rato.
Yeah.
She'll cook me steaks, and porque I had this like I had to go lift, and I had to
Yeah.
go, and like even if I didn't work out, like one day I felt like bad, like I felt like, so it was like an addiction type.
Yeah,
of thing.
no, it does
You know
become
what I mean?
it does become addicting for sure.
So, boom, I didn't stop. Dije, pues le voy a seguir para eso, and that's what I want to do. And the whole college part, that's a whole different,
That's all
like,
their story.
otra story. Like I don't know if you want me to
Go,
continue
man.
on
No,
that.
you can
Yeah.
talk about whatever you
I
want.
was
Yeah,
gonna say,
absolutely.
I'm invested in the story.
When-
now.
So am I.
When I went to college, and I was a waiter at that time, and como te digo, I was struggling, and basically I have like, you either make it or you don't. Like that's
Yeah.
my only option for me. And so I was a waiter at Chili's, and went to school, and I remember applying to the dietitian program, and it was like 200 some applicants, and I got in. It was only 18 of us that made it.
Wow.
But I started in STC, and I had good science scores and everything, and so I got in. I got interviewed. I remember, and one of the persons that interviewed me told me, "Hey, you know what? You're gonna get in, pero for this program, no la vas a hacer if you have a job. No la vas a hacer if you have a girlfriend.
Oh, it's
Like this
Very
is gonna be
demanding.
very demanding."
very demanding. Yeah.
And I just remember saying, like, you don't know who I am. Like, you don't know you don't know who I am, and you don't know my situation.
Yeah.
Y so that was my, like basically
It was like a watch.
made this fire inside of me.
Yeah. She's like,
Like you can't stop me.
you're like, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Yeah, that was kind of my attitude, and but that was my reality. I just
Yeah.
can't fail. Like I really can't
Yeah.
fail. If not, I really do fail.
And that's hard, right? Because like you have to work.
Yeah.
It's just during college. I mean, I went through the same thing where like not working wasn't an option. So
Yes.
it's like I have to do this.
And
so that's stressful.
Yeah. So during my program, I even got married during my program. I even I continued working. But people forget about little things that are said and stuff like that, right? But that doesn't bother me. I know that that person's put in my life to push me, to challenge me, and that's how you grow. Basically, it's like, hey, you're challenged. Either te vas a crecer o te vas a quedar ahí,
Yeah.
And that was my I decided, like, hey, I'm not gonna stop, until I get it done,
Absolutely.
Coming from a small town, but one of the things that really I had that drive was my dad drove me around my town, and he told me, hey, you look at all these houses, and I was like, what's wrong with the houses, Dad? He's all like, pues están todas like tiradas and stuff like that, right? They're all kind of broken down. And so like, do you want to live that way? And I said, pues dije, pues no, Dad. He's like, Bueno, pues then you gotta go get it done.
Yeah.
Finish the school, do what you gotta do, and so that's what I did. You know, and that also pushed me through my journey. You know,
Wow.
in college.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how I got started, and that's what I eventually completed. I eventually completed, got my degree in dietetics. I also got a master's in business eventually, and yeah, I paré la escuela. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
I'm good. Tired.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good there, but yeah, and from there I got my first job was in Nuestra Clínica del Valle, right? So
Okay.
it was
Yeah.
like a community setting type of thing, and they hired me through a grant. It was a mental health thing with a diet combined. So I got hired with that money, and so that was my position, right? Like, hey, help our clients and our patients, and that was my thing. So I was all, and there was it's a fast pace.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of people there.
Absolutely. What a way to really immerse yourself into the community, right?
But that position, it prepared me to really stick more to a language, like more Spanish,
Okay.
because everybody talks Spanish.
Yeah.
So ahí is like, hey, ahora now you gotta really talk Spanish, because I was always mixing it a lot. I didn't have Spanish per se like language. It was more like Spanglish, like
Okay.
for me. Y so ahí batallaba con eso, right? Pero I really toned in on like being more specialty, like, boom, you gotta force it now to. Y mis patients me ayudaban, ¿verdad? Like, hey,
Sí.
how do you say this, man? I have my ways back, platico
Yeah.
bien con la gente, and so they understand me y todo, ¿verdad? We understand each other, and platicaba bien con ellos. I always had that ability to talk to people bien, ¿verdad? And so ellos me ayudaban. So I would learn from them, y ellos
Learn
aprendían
from
de
you.
mí, and
Yeah.
that,
No, that's the way it
Partnership.
is.
yeah.
I was gonna ask because I mean, like, obviously, when you were going through school, I'm assuming all of the content was in English, so you're learning all these terms and all these
Oh, yeah.
things. So now you have to translate them, and it's funny you brought that up because I was like, I wonder if that was a struggle, like having to translate almost on the spot in Spanish all of these things that you're trying
Yeah.
to teach. So
So I couldn't really read in Spanish the best, but what I would do is I read everything in English and I just spoke it out in Spanish. That was my way of like,
yeah,
and then as time goes by, you learn more about,
yeah,
you get more proficient in reading, right, in Spanish, but that was always my thing. Like, I always read it in English, and I already had that memorized, so I would just speak it in
speaking
Spanish,
Spanish. Yeah.
and I had my points that I had to do, and that was my way of doing it.
And like you said, our community is so welcoming and understanding. So
Yeah.
they're like willing to learn from you and vice versa. So that's kind of
Yes.
nice to see, right?
And from there, eventually, I got this position at the hospital. I always worked two jobs. So basically, all my life, worked two jobs. And so I worked at the hospital and La Clínica del Valle, kind of like PRN. And so eventually, I got a full-time position offer at Mission Hospital, but it was an hour drive, right, from where I live.
Yeah.
So dije, no, está bueno, I'm gonna do it. I work with. That's where I could say I was like around professionals. Like I learned so much from this other dietitian. I'll put her on the spot, just to call her on her name. It was Michelle Timmer, Libby Elrod, and I really learned Michelle Solis. From them, I really learned more. Like, I became a dietitian there. I could tell you that.
Yeah, I got that hands-on experience.
Like, I became a professional there.
Wow.
For sure. I actually went through COVID. I worked in COVID during COVID there,
Really?
and I remember, and just to kind of stick in another story here, my son, he was born prematurely, and everything worked out perfect for me at working there. So employees, basically, they get a really good insurance if you're working in the hospital, right? Because you're there already.
Yeah.
So my son at the time was born prematurely. He actually weighed 1 pound.
Wow.
So very, very small. He was born 24 weeks. And Well, anyways, I worked there, so I had taken some time off because my wife was todo eso pasó, right?
Sí.
And when I came back, I'm like, yeah, pues, my son was born, ya estaba bien, right? And he's still in the NICU. When you're born premature, by the way, you're like going to be in the NICU, period.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went back to work, and post-COVID was full blast. And I just remember being during my first day at work, I got a call from the doctor. Me dijo, hey, these patients, they need to eat. You need to do something now. We never get calls from doctors. Like,
Yeah.
we don't get calls like that from doctors. So I was like, what? Like, what? This is very serious.
Yeah.
So, man, I just remember not wanting to leave work until, like, I made sure everybody was, like, good. Like, yeah, I wanted to sleep there. Like, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
Pero, you know, we figured out this, basically, we made, like, this on-the-spot report to basically filter out these people that needed certain diets, right? And so at the time we were feeding them through their veins, right?
Wow.
It's called PPN, TPNs, and so it's nutrition through your vein, right? And so we were kind of going that route at that time, and then later on things changed, but everybody's figuring it out, like
Yeah.
literally on the
On the spot.
On the spot. Well, anyways, I worked there at the hospital, and my son was born prematurely, and pues my son también, ¿verdad? Everybody knew who I was, ¿verdad? And so my son, I want to believe that he's getting like special treatment, ¿verdad? And I think he was, ¿verdad? Pero lo estaban cuidando bien, and well, my son, ¿verdad? They didn't guarantee my son's life, ¿verdad? It's like, hey, we're gonna take it day by day, and when at the same time my dad got a stroke. And so basically my son and dad is like, hey, we don't know what's gonna happen. At that time, I had just started my business for my private practice. So, you know, I made the decision that I wasn't gonna stop. Sí me pasaron todas esas cosas, but I already had the decision that I was gonna do it. Y I know que my family wants me to do it too, my dad. Y so, pues le seguí ahí despacito. Went through that process, and my son lived, my dad lived, both of them survived. But it was in a time que, just to let you know, just to tell you how bad it was, when my son was ready to go, my son was there for 3 months at the NICU. Porque he was born 5 months.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
had to
no,
grow literally outside of the womb. So at the time, my son was going to go home, pero no había, so he needed to go home on oxygen. When you're a premature baby, your lungs are one of the last things to be developing. So his lungs estaba bateando, right? So basically no había oxygen tanks. Like literally in Texas, there's no oxygen tanks. How is that even possible, right? Like, you can't even, like, fathom that.
Shortage during COVID, yeah.
So there's a shortage, y so, pues, the hospital made it happen, right? Like, me ayudaron, the heads of the hospital. They didn't charge me anything, like, then. Like, we found one. Y so me ayudaron, and then luckily my son was only on it for, like, about a week, but, yeah, it was during that time que me pasó todo eso. When I fast forward...
Like, now it's 2025.
2025. Was my practice. Is still on. Where practice has grown. We see a lot of people. We see, man, I would say anywhere from 80 to 100 clients about a month. So in our private practice, es lo que miramos.
Wow.
And we're a team of 4 dietitians. And so far nos ha ido bien. Thank God. And yeah, I've basically specialized in weight loss. That's been my more targeted specialty. But we work with doctors that from, honestly, pediatric, de todo. I mean, really, like anything.
Man, that's awesome. It speaks so much to your, just hearing the story. Like, I was really invested. It speaks so much to your determination. I did have a question. Thankfully, everything's going good with your business. We love to hear that.
And your family.
Yes.
And your family, of course, more importantly. During all this time, I know it was hectic and all this stuff was happening. How did you stay on top of your health?
Ooh.
Okay.
Great
I mean, you
question.
seem like you're in great health right now, and you look great. But during all this time, how did you manage to, you know what, like, I need to also practice what I preach?
Ah.
Okay, that's a great question. One thing, man, that I've noticed is since I'm always talking about eating healthy and I'm always talking about lifestyle and all these things, w- what I've started to pick up and what I've picked up is like when you're saying something, it's hard not to do what you say. And so tantas veces que hablo con gente, ¿verdad? Like, y platico con gente and I'm telling them this advice, it sticks with me. Like, I can't shake it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, batallo. Y so, yes, I do eat mugrero a veces, right? Pero it's hard for me to do that. You know, like it's limited when I do that. It's not an everyday thing for me. So that it comes a lot from that, right? It's like cada rato lo platico que batallo. I literally struggle to mess that up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When I go to HEB, everybody's gonna look at my cart. You know what I mean? Like,
What's it looking like? What's it
They're
looking
like,
like?
here's the
ya
nutritionist. What does he
también,
have?
let me see qué va a agarrar, right? Y so, como even there, like, I know that. Like, I am 100% aware of it.
You're like, eyes are on me.
The eyes are on me for sure. Y so, pero mucho viene de eso. Why did I stick that HEB thing?
It's okay. No, it's a good bit. I like
Anyways,
it.
yeah, no, because yes, there's gonna be some stuff that a dietitian is not supposed to be, pero yo no vivo así, na.
Yeah, you're human. Like, you know.
I'm human,
you're-
pero overall, 80%, 90%, I don't live that life. I live a certain way, pero porque that's who I am. And a lot of I don't know if you guys have heard, like your words have power, and your
Oh,
words,
yeah.
there's a lot of power to your words. Y so if that's all that comes out of my mouth, most of the days I work casi todos los días, it's hard for me not to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Gotta practice what you preach.
Yeah. But a lot of it is like your brain is like, yeah, you're already brainwashed yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
That's good.
Well, that's in the best way possible. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing.
Thank God, man. I mean,
Yeah.
qué bueno
Yeah, yeah.
que I brainwashed myself.
Yeah,
You're like, it's in there.
yeah. You had a question, Claire?
Oh, no. It was just.
So I did want to touch on, and maybe we can do it in English and in Spanish in case there's some Spanish listeners. I don't know how to say this word in Spanish, but just myths, health myths.
Yeah.
Can you debunk some health myths that you've come across in all these years you've been doing this that like are
Yeah.
the most common that people come up to you and they're like, no, es que yo oí de fulanita, fulanito, de la vecina, que esto y esto. So stuff like that you've seen reoccurring in your practice that you can just like lay an end to, that just coming from the
So
source.
una de mis favoritas que cuando alguien viene a hablar conmigo, ellos piensan que les voy a decir come puros vegetales, like they expect that.
Right.
So sometimes I do it on purpose. De adrede, I won't bring it up. De adrede.
You're like,
A ver si ellos...
Until the end. Like,
Yeah.
hasta el último te voy a hablar de eso, pero te estoy enseñando basics que tú no tus ojos no estaban abiertos para eso. You never thought about it that way. Y so, lo que yo quiero hacer es que tú tengas un moment un aha moment when you talk to me.
Yeah.
And that basically what I'm doing is I'm making a memory with you. Everything I'm saying right now is my experience things that I've learned. Y so yo estoy tratando de hacer un aha moment con una persona con la que hablo, pero para que se acuerden de mí, no nomás de mí, ¿verdad? Pero quiero que se acuerden lo que les estoy diciendo. Y lo estoy haciendo en una manera que que está duro para que no se te olvide. You know? So I make it hard for you not to forget it. And so when you're eating and you're you're trying to practice what I'm telling you, you're gonna know like, I know I'm bad, I'm wrong here.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do,
That's
and
good.
that's my mission. But like, well, that's one of my goals when I'm consulting to a person. Quiero que ellos sepan que y aquí yo sé que estoy mal. Like, I know 100% I'm wrong, but I make it that way.
Yeah.
It's the skills that I'm trying to teach somebody.
Yeah.
Que estoy tratando de hacerlo de adrede. So
It's better that they realize it than you tell them straight up, right? Like
Yes.
it has to. You have to
Yeah.
have that like light bulb turn on. Be like, okay, yeah, maybe I need to change that.
Yeah.
yes.
Have
That's
you
great.
heard, o lo digo en español, because we had a segment, I'm sorry, not that we had a segment, but I kind of want this segment to be more in Spanish, just because I hear it a lot since I'm the outreach specialist. It's all I hear at the health fairs. So I'll ask it in Spanish, that way we can have that noted.
Okay.
And I'll make it a separate highlight so we can, blast it on all our socials. So I hear a lot like, no, es los carbohidratos, son los carbohidratos, eso es lo que, I hear a lot, like, son los carbohidratos, y es que como muy tarde y así, y por eso estoy engordando, por eso, because
Okay, yes.
ya estando en los eventos, la gente como que se desarrolla conmigo, porque a veces les estoy platicando y dicen, no, and then ellos solos empiezan a decir, like, no, es que sí, es que hago esto y esto y esto y lo otro. So, ¿has oído de eso?
Sí, so I mean that can also be a myth, ¿verdad? Puede ser un myth también que, pues si no como carbohidratos voy a bajar peso y pues así es como la puedo hacer, ¿verdad? Y lo que vas a encontrar con esa gente que hace eso, sí lo van a hacer por un rato, van a bajar peso, pero no es un estilo de vivir que pueden hacer sustain,
No
¿verdad?
se mantiene.
Que no se puede, está muy duro para mantenerlo. So, the myth, right, is like, hey, sí puedo comer carbohidratos, pero hay muchas cosas que ahí puedes incluir, ¿verdad? Like, pues cuántos carbohidratos comí, qué tipo de carbohidrato comí, y también si me gustó, right? Like, hey, man, puedo estar limitando los carbohidratos, pero pues I hate this life, you know?
You're miserable. Yeah.
I'm miserable. So, man, I dislike that. Like, you want to enjoy, quieres disfrutar tu comida que...
Es el balance.
Sí, like, yo me estoy esperando para comer mi dinner todos los días. Like, I want to eat dinner.
Yeah.
So, todos los días yo quiero comer bien y, you don't know how many days you have. No sabes cuántos días tienes aquí, ¿verdad? So, tienes que disfrutar también eso, ¿verdad? Pero tampoco, pues, no te hagas garras, ¿verdad? Like,
Sí.
so, that's, muchas veces cuando platico y doy mis ejemplos, te voy a dar algo que no esperabas que te iba a decir, ¿verdad? Pero de adrede lo estoy haciendo porque quiero que te acuerdes de mí.
Sí.
Y so, I want you to remember me, I want you to remember our talk.
Right.
Y so, ya pasaron días, 10 days, y luego te vas a acordar de mí. That's what I want. You
Bueno,
know?
y lo otro que es que muchas de las veces oigo, y es que cuando voy a las ferias de salud, le llamamos nuestro Sugary Beverage Kit. So, el
Okay.
kit que llevamos muestra muchas de nuestras bebidas favoritas y todo el azúcar que tienen, ¿verdad? So, enseñan una Coca, un Sweet Tea, la Fanta,
Starbucks,
los cafés de
café.
Starbucks, right? Todo
Café.
eso. Y la gente viene y mira todo eso y dice, no, yo no tomo eso, yo tomo... O muchos dicen, sí, sí, me gusta mucho la coca y X cosa, ¿verdad? Y ahí ya se desarrolla la plática. Bueno, lo que mucha gente dice es que no, es que estaba tomando cero, o la coca cero, o Diet Coke, o whatever, right? Cero calorías, pero no, pues tiene más azúcar que la regular, o es más mala que la regular, o mejor me tomé la regular. Y yo me pongo a pensar, ok, yo no quiero estar diciéndole a la gente, like, no, sí, tómese la cero, porque no está tomando el azúcar, o sea, pero igual uno no sabe si es más, ¿cómo se dice? Damage.
Sí,
Si
yeah.
estás causando más afecto o no, pero yo digo, mira, si a mí me pones todo el azúcar de una soda regular y me dices, pero tómate esta cero y no vas a agarrar nada de ese azúcar, pues yo mejor la cero.
Sí.
Yeah,
Right?
100%.
No sé lo que tú tienes
100.
es que mucha gente tiene esa como like que
Yo,
no,
para
que
decirte la verdad, yo pienso que esa es una excusa. You know?
Right.
Sometimes I think it's an excuse y sometimes it's like, pues no sabes, es ignorance, ¿verdad?
Right.
So, un poquito de los dos, pero just to give you, te voy a dar un ejemplo. Si agarras una Dr. Pepper, ¿verdad? Una coca, y te checas atrás, una 20 ounce, te checas atrás carbohidratos, te va a decir 64.
Yeah.
¿Ok? Bueno, if I get an apple, agarro una manzana tamaño de mi puño, o agarro una servida de arroz tamaño de mi puño, son 15 gramos de carbohidratos. Bueno, si me como 4 puños de arroz, son 60. Bueno, eso es lo que te tomates en esa soda. 4 puños de arroz.
Más que nada también
Y
la
luego
azúcar.
los tacos que te comites y luego la...
Con la coca,
Y yo también
You know?
les digo eso y les digo le apunta a la soda y les digo y en veces es breakfast, lunch and dinner. O sea, desayuno.
Coca.
Dude, that's been my saying. So lately I've been saying, no comas dinner para breakfast, no comas dinner para lunch y no comes dinner para dinner. You know, lately I've been saying that.
Yeah.
It's true.
Pero bueno, en total, o sea, ya habíamos tenido esta plática con otro, with another guest that had joined us, pero quería agarrar tu opinión y en
Sí.
español, pero ¿qué dices tú? O sea, si alguien es diabético o pre-diabetic o quiere hacer un cambio, pero, están batallando mucho con las bebidas azucaradas, ¿les das esa opción de...
Sí,
o sea,
100% te conviene agarrar la coca cero en vez de la coca regular. Te conviene agarrar una bebida que sea de dieta
Ujú.
y en vez de la regular. Y si no te gusta, pues toma agua, tómate un té. You know
Bueno,
what I mean?
es que a mí
Like,
me dicen en el aspecto, no es que no les guste, pero me dicen en el aspecto de que no,
Sí.
es que causa más...
Es que el azúcar el azúcar de dieta, scientifically, no sé cómo se dice scientifically.
Sí. Yo tampoco.
Bueno, scientifically, si los scientists, cuando checas esos azúcares de azúcar de dietas, en tu luenga va a probar más dulce, miles de veces más que el azúcar regular.
Sí.
Ok, pero adentro de la sangre, ¿verdad? Para hacerte spike, la insulina y eso no te va a afectar.
Right.
¿Verdad? Eso no te va a subir tu azúcar en la sangre, un azúcar de dieta comparado a un azúcar regular. You know?
¿Y qué opinas en el aspecto de que dicen, igual, son cosas que oigo y lo he oído mucho desde antes de trabajar aquí, que no, que eso son químicas y causan cáncer y todo eso. Yo he oído el contrario y yo he hecho mi propio research
Ujú.
y dice al contrario. No sé qué opinas tú, que tú eres el experto en eso.
Sí, no, ahí te conviene como quiera agarrar el azúcar de la dieta, pero si si me estás diciendo eso, te voy a decir lo mismo al revés. ¿Verdad? La coca regular también tiene químicas, you know? Esa también tiene químicas. Y yo trabajando con gente como que tiene problemas con diálisis, ¿verdad? Y eso, esa es una de las cosas que te dicen que no tomes, ¿verdad? Tiene phosphoric acid, fósforo. So, esas cosas tienen mucho fósforo y mucha comida procesada tiene fósforo. So, vas conectando todo, ¿verdad? Like, okay, pues maybe eso en exceso, no lo hagas en exceso, ¿verdad? Ya si te tomates una coca cero y no es todo, no te estás tomando litros de eso, you know, ahí andas bien, yo digo que andas bien, pero si te estás tomando litros de mucho fósforo,
Sí.
ya tienes un problema.
Sí.
Right? Like
Sí.
it's gonna lead to other issues, you know.
Yeah.
So, si quieres saber, ¿verdad? Lo que es en el exceso y también si es muy limitado, ¿verdad? En exceso,
Ujú.
siempre es en el medio, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Tienes que estar balanceado.
Yeah.
Those things lead to problems, ¿verdad? Y si mucho de algo y luego también muy bien limitado de algo,
Sí.
it
Bueno,
typically causes problems.
y qué bueno que ya agarramos esta conversación aquí, porque eso es también lo que yo leí, ¿verdad? Pero mejor que venga de un experto,
Sí.
a de mí, pues, ¿verdad? Pero sí, es a lo que yo leí. Y el estudio que yo leí terminó en nuestro cuerpo aunque quisiéramos, no puede tomar el límite de ese tipo de azúcar, de artificial. O sea,
Oh, yeah. También.
it can't. We
No.
cannot intake that amount in our lifetime for
Yeah,
it to cause an
it's
effect
true.
on us.
Yeah.
That's what I read.
Sí,
And
como
I just wanted
basically
I just wanted to
to be
confirm.
harmful, para que sea algo que te haga daño, tiene que ser libras y libras
Yeah.
de ese tipo de azúcar de a dieta.
Yeah.
Y pues no lo vas a hacer. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's impossible.
It's impossible.
Es
O puede
imposible.
pasarte algo antes de eso. O
Sí.
sea, if you're taking it like in liquid form, you'll probably
Se me hace
drown.
que te ahogas,
Yeah, you'll
¿verdad?
probably drown before you. I'm asking, and I love this conversation because part of me, before I went through life, part of me wanted to maybe go in that realm of like the dietitian realm or nutrition realm. And I used to do a lot of research on it, so that's awesome, and I'm glad we're having this conversation and that you kind of dispelled some of those rumors. Any other rumors that you can think of, Claire? That
I'm trying to think.
But the vegetable one, I didn't really kind of finish that vegetable.
go for it.
no.
Go
So,
for it.
las vegetales lo dejo hasta el último porque ellos esperan eso de mí, que un dietitian va a hablar de eso, ¿verdad? Obviamente sí lo voy a hablar, ¿verdad? Pero ya yo hasta a veces me espero que me digan, ¿y los vegetales, sir? ¿Dónde los pongo?
Glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. So it's a setup pretty much that I'm doing, but los vegetales, muchos platos de aquí, del valle, no tienen vegetales, ¿verdad? So, si no so I'm focusing on what you have. Me estoy enfocando en lo que tienes tú en tu casa, ¿verdad?
Yes.
Y la mayoría no van a tener vegetales. So, I need to focus on that primero y luego te voy a enseñar cómo usar los vegetales. Pero aunque no los uses, I can help you still. Como que te puedo ayudar. Pero en otras palabras, hay gente que piensa, si no tengo los vegetales, estoy haciendo todo mal. Y esa es la excusa que usan. Y se van a quedar así, ¿no? Like, for the rest of their life.
Ya lo estoy haciendo mal.
Por toda la vida se van a quedar ahí, pues yo sé que lo estoy haciendo mal. En otras palabras, estás pensando negativo.
Sí.
You know what I mean? Bueno, pues, ¿qué puedes hacer? You know?
Right.
We can still do something. Pues, todavía podemos hacer algo. Y I'm going to put you in a corner.
Yeah.
Para que te es difícil, you know, que no lo vas a entender. You know? Y and those are my tactics, some of my tactics.
No, but and I love that you brought that up because I feel like, our culture and food truly do go hand in hand. And so it's important for them, like our community, to realize there's stuff you have at home that maybe you can use and be healthy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to
we
be
don't
like a
even
bunch of
know.
spinach and kale
And
you know what I mean? Maybe they don't even know what that is,
The
right?
thing is
Sorry.
that no. It's just, if not, I'll lose my train of
Yeah,
thought.
say it.
Sometimes we do have those items.
Yeah.
But it's just the way we use them. It's just the way we cook them.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we have vegetables, but we fry them in a bunch of oil and all. So a lot of the stuff, it's the way we're consuming them, not so much that what we're consuming is bad. It's just, we cook with a lot of oil, and we do the frijoles with lard, and we do all this stuff.
Some of the things, more than anything, it's the excess of food that you're eating at one moment. It's not that you didn't eat vegetables and that's why I'm not losing weight. It's more you eat excess, like all day long. It's happening all the time. So a snack, it could be the equivalent of a meal. And a drink, like I was telling you, una bebida, es lo mismo que 4 servidas de arroz. Es un plato.
Yeah.
So, eso es exceso. Y I'm open, te estoy abriendo los ojos para eso.
And I like
know
that
what I
you
mean?
brought that up because I feel like sometimes eating in excess or not having the best relationship with food goes kind of hand in hand with mental health too. And you brought that up earlier. So what do you say to your clients or your patients that they're eating in excess, but maybe it's because they're either depressed or they haven't controlled their mental health and it's more of emotional eating?
And to add on to that, just because I'm curious, in your practice, do you see more that it's excess or that it's the quality of food that they're eating?
Well, in my practice, it's funneled because I target more weight loss.
Okay.
So everybody's coming in they already are having that problem. I have
Okay.
to. So it's very similar.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a funnel already done on purpose. Yeah. So it's gonna be excess.
Yeah.
So I just wanna basically draw the line, like, and I'm showing you where the line's at. Te estoy diciendo dónde queda esa línea, la calle, para que no te salgas mucho para el monte.
Sí.
Right, 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 right.
Sí te puede salir un poquito, ¿verdad? Pero si te está pasando cada rato, you can get a flat tire, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. But do you ever ask the question, like, why are we eating in excess? Like, why do you feel the need to?
Yeah. Muchas las veces es que no sabía, right? Y yo vi todo eso toda mi vida,
Yes.
y yo no sé esa información, right? Y so I go back to when I was a kid, like what I started off with. Yo no sabía eso.
Yeah.
Para mí es normal eso. Para mí it's normal to eat a bowl of cereal after I eat. To me it's normal. To me it's normal to get second servings every single time I eat. So there's no no's.
Yeah. It's funny because growing up, going to my grandmother's house, you had to finish the food. Like, it's rude if you don't.
Yeah.
So, like, and it's translated to me as an adult because sometimes I feel full, but I have, like, half a plate, and I'm like, I have to finish it. Like, it's rude.
Yeah.
Like, how can I not? Somebody made this, or I bought this, or whatever. So it's hard to trick my brain to be like, I'm full, I can save this, or I'm full, I don't need, like, I'm good. As opposed to me being like, oh, there's my grandma telling me, "Mija, tienes que comer
I
todo."
still struggle with that.
That's
Like-
hard.
Like I had to unlearn those things. Y todavía batallo. It still hurts my heart. Y como te digo, I come from the best food caterers, todo. Y man, you don't do that at my house.
Yeah,
Like,
no, same. Yeah,
Do they? I know. Just the way you've talked about your family throughout the episode, I know you probably have a great family and a great relationship with them. But do they ever give you like they give you a hard time with it? Like, "Ah, come on."
no, they just like, sí. Mira, ahí se agarró el cake, yo también puedo agarrar el cake.
Yeah. There you go.
That's funny.
They're
Stuff like that,
if
but-
the nutritionist is doing it, I can.
I can
it
do it too.
But I'm not like a hardcore, like, hey, you can't do that
Yeah.
or whatever. No, I never do that.
It is crazy the whole like tying nutrition and food with our culture, just because it is such a huge part.
Yes.
And I think Moses. I'll take the quote from Moses. He's the one that our director. He's the one that always says it. It's like we're not rich, but we express our love and all of that through food. That's
Yeah.
like our way of showing like appreciation and all this stuff. And I just with kind of what Claire was also touching on, this past weekend we go every Sunday or whenever the Cowboys play. It's a tradition that we go, we make food, this and that. And my little brother, he's not so little, he's like twice my size. He's a power lifter, and he's 19. My mom literally had to get the plate. It's a whole barbecue, right? So all the good foods that probably shouldn't be eating. But my mom le sirvió.
Sí.
She's like, luego te chiflas. He's huge. He has to be at least like 270 pounds. But he works out. That's like what he does. So like, según él, he needs to eat a lot. But you can tell like he's a little pudgy because he just eats so much food. But it's crazy because my mom's literally having to like
Yeah.
calm down, like just have this portion. And so she's having to like, he's 19, he's a grown adult, and she's like monitoring his intake. But I'm like, that's crazy.
I do feel like there is a change that has happened. Like people are more aware of their health. People are more
Yes.
aware. Like, man, I know I shouldn't be doing too much of this and that. I think that has happened. Like there is more of that.
As
Like,
generations
definitely.
are coming up, right?
Yes.
They're a little
So
more
as
aware.
generations coming up, people make fun of Generation X, pero so ellos ya están agarrando like that. They already grew up like that.
Yeah.
Y nosotros, we learned that. Y our parents, they didn't know that.
Yeah.
Y apenas están aprendiendo también. So, y antes that didn't exist, right?
Well,
It just
now,
survived.
this
you know?
generation has access to. I mean, you Google everything, right? Or you're like ChatGPT, like what's healthy.
Exactly.
Like there's so much more access for them, which
Yeah.
is like that's a whole other hot take, like blessing and a curse, right?
Would you say it's becoming so like there's no excuse now because it's so accessible and easy now to just the reason I'm asking is, and Claire kind of touched on it, The other day I did it. Not the other day. It was a while back. I did it just kind of like for the sake of doing it, just to see like where I was at, and I chat GPT'd all my meals for the day. And I was like, I just want to know how much calories I'm intaking, and it did it all. I just had
Yeah.
like, and I'm
Yeah.
not proud of it, but I had gone to McDonald's and I got a little whatever McDouble, and it was like 400 something calories. So it was that, and then whatever I had for lunch and dinner, like a guesstimate.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, man,
I love that.
that was so easy, but that was also
Yeah.
it was also crazy, like how quickly everything added up. But I'm like, that's so accessible. I can easily do that every day
Yes.
and
Yeah.
track it
It's at your
like
Yeah.
healthily.
fingertips.
And I'm like, but we just don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it becoming more of like there's no excuse or?
No, I think it's people are learning.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes time to learn, and y los que quieren, they want to be better at that. They're gonna get better, right? And if si no quieres, you don't want to live that life.
Yeah.
You also have that ability, so. Pero pues si you don't want to get sick, pues ahí échale ganas más para allá. But that's what I think. It's just more I'm happy that there's more access to information about like that, and people realize like, hey, yes, man, I know That's the aha moment that you want to get. But yeah, no, I'm definitely happy about that for sure. I like technology. I
Yeah,
like
same.
ChatGPT. I like all of it.
Yeah.
So I try to integrate the best info, the best tech into my own business también, so people can know about it.
And if it makes it easier, right, and a little more to understand it, and like breaks it down, why not?
Yes.
Absolutely. I have a question. So, I've been working for UCD for a little bit over a year, and but prior to working here, I did not look at nutrition labels. Like I would just buy it, and maybe it looked a little healthy, or from whatever I knew I would get. And working here, it's completely opened my eyes, and now I find myself always reading nutrition labels. But it's intimidating, I think, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know that word, and I'm having to Google, and So I just want to know like tips on that, and maybe for our listeners who are also just
Okay.
a little intimidated on that.
So I think some nutrition things that you should look at is how much, if it's how many servings, like where it says servings, let's say
Serving
it's
size.
cookies, right?
Yeah.
Serving size. Check how many cookies, cookies for the serving.
Okay.
So I could say, hey, serving size is 3 cookies. Well, for that serving size, that's what that information is telling you about.
Yeah.
It's not saying for the whole paquete.
You're like, 200 calories for all these
Yeah.
cookies?
See,
Heck
so
yeah.
oh, great,
They're
right?
like, no, it's 2 cookies.
And
Two cookies.
sometimes we're like now we're talking about it like duh, but people don't know that.
Yeah, no, I
People
didn't.
literally don't
Yeah,
know that.
Yeah.
So, tienes que checarte. Now, hey, pues, yeah, if you don't know how to read, that's a different story, right?
Yeah,
But
of
ask for
course.
help if you need to. But yes, that doesn't mean the whole packet. On almost every single time, is not the whole packet.
No.
So even nuts, like if you go to a store, Stripes, you check like a packet of peanuts. It has sometimes like 3 servings inside the packet.
Yeah.
That's why it's like a third is what that information says. Pero te comiste todo el paquete.
See.
Yeah.
So now
Times 3.
triple those calories.
Yeah.
Do you have just since we're on that topic now of the nutrition labels, I had somebody come in from they have like a personal training center. So in the similar vein, I know not exactly to what it is that you do, but I asked them, and I want to ask you the same question. Do you have any hacks that like you like to implement?
Ooh, hacks.
Just because I know sometimes as perfect as nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And moderation is key and this and that. But sometimes we just want something, but we just really don't want to fall off our plan. We're doing really good. And it's just like something that maybe a client that comes to you that has a really bad sweet tooth, or they're a real like snacker that they love like salty like chips or anything that you.
I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you
Yes.
2.
No,
I'll
give
you
us
2.
all.
Yeah, I was like, let me write
I
them
need
down.
all the hacks.
Bueno, mira, something you probably never thought about. Bueno, your snacks, they don't have to be snacks. They can be a coffee. It can be a tea. It can be a soda water. So you view that as a snack.
Okay.
¿Me entiendes? Like, that way you don't eat on purpose. So it's not, that's where I really sound like a dietitian. You know?
It's funny you say that because someone told me one time, if you're hungry, go drink water and then come back. And then if you're still hungry, then yeah, maybe you need food, but maybe you were just thirsty.
Yeah. Or even like, so it's not a snack like how we view snacks, but it's like you do that so you can kind of finish off your day. You know what I mean? So it's like not a snack, but like it's a dietitian
No.
snack.
Like fill yourself up with liquid.
Yeah.
No, I get you, and I know sometimes like I do it all the time in the mornings. If you do like a coffee or a tea, or it's usually caffeinated, so
Yeah.
the caffeine will suppress your appetite.
Yeah, I do. I do a lot of caffeine.
Yeah. Do you fast at all?
Well, I used to fast
Uh-huh.
every single day up to 12. So I used to
Okay.
kind of do like an intermittent
Intermittent,
fasting.
yeah.
But now what I do is I just like it better for maintaining more muscle mass and
Yeah.
just. So what I do, I just get coffee and I get so this is another hack thing that I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I get coffee and I put collagen in it,
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
unflavored
So it's
collagen.
like a creamer. Yeah.
So it's flavorless.
Yeah.
And it's protein though.
Yeah.
And they're peptides. Peptides mean it's broken down. So it's easily to digest. So I put that in there. Y pues I do it for my hair, like hair health and skin, all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Anyways, but it has, the main thing I'm doing is it has protein, doesn't have carbs. And so I basically add my regular flavoring to my coffee. Like ahorita pumpkin spice, right?
Yes, the
Pon un
fall
poquito pumpkin
season.
spice.
Right.
But that's my meal number one. So in my head, it's meal number one.
Right.
And then it has protein, so it does kind of give you that kick.
Yes.
that you
So I last really good up to 11, 12. That sustains me up to then. I can go fasting up to there, and I don't feel any really difference. But I like it better. Like I like it because I am getting more protein in my diet. For muscle, sustain your muscle. You're working out, that's good for your muscle mass. So that's why I prefer that. Yeah, it's kind of one of my. I tell a lot of people to do that, by the way.
And I used to do. I hate bringing it up because I always feel like those like the high school coaches that are like, oh, back in my day. Like,
Oh yeah.
like I used,
Not the accent.
but I studied a lot of the stuff that you're talking about because I used to do like the whole bodybuilding thing back in my day. But anyways, I have done that hack as well because you get to a certain point when you're like prepping. It's not quote unquote healthy, like when you're prepping for a show like that. But I used to do like the soda water, like the ones they have at like HEB or Walmart that are like
Yeah, yeah.
sparkling, unflavored. They're flavored, but they don't have calories. I
Yes.
used to do sometimes 2 at night, just to kind of
Well, that
feel something.
I have
and
cases.
and go to bed.
I have cases of soda waters.
Yeah.
At my house.
Yeah, because the carbonation will fill up your stomach,
Wow.
and I can sleep because I would have a hard time sleeping because I'd get so hungry. Again, this was towards the end of like a prep, and you're just hungry all the time, so it doesn't matter. And it's not so much health wise, but I have done that little hack where you just kind of drink the soda
to like
water.
fill your
Yeah,
fill
because the
yourself up.
carbonation will fill you up, and you can just kind of like, okay,
See.
I'm full. Let me go to bed.
And there's other things you can do like sugar-free jellos, so
Yeah.
sugar-free popsicles, broth también.
So you're definitely not opposed to the sugar-free, 0-calorie
No.
stuff.
100% no.
Okay.
I'm not.
What is
And
like,
that's already 2. I'm
Sorry.
so sorry. I just
No,
I'm,
it's all
I'm
good.
passionate.
We're like, now we got a lot of questions.
But-
not so much. I'm excited that it's coming because that's already 2 sources that they're experts in this field, and they've already said like, hey, we can push that.
You can have a
in
sugar-free
moderation.
Jell-O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In moderation. Which
Remember, well, I haven't mentioned this, but I work a lot with bariatric surgeons, with bariatric surgery. So that's a weight loss specialty
Yeah.
in itself, and
Yeah.
a lot of my things I integrate into my clients is ideas from that as well. But it's like a lot of stuff that's sugar free and stuff like that, right? So, and I'm a weight loss specialist. So I have a specialty in that. Y meto mucho eso. So I have a lot of little hacks for that.
That's good because I feel like it makes the transition easy. Like for somebody who's used to eating a certain way, and whether you're eating in excess or you're like really high in sugar foods, to go
Yeah.
from that to like, okay, I can still have my chocolate pudding, but maybe it's sugar free.
Yeah.
So I think it's an easier transition than like going cold turkey and like I'm just having lettuce and ham or something. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. That's awesome. Do you have any, how do I say this? Is it like an approach, a specific approach that you take with your clients, or is it just tailored to case by case? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, a lot of the times it is case by case, pero como te digo, a lot of this, it's like funneled for weight loss and
Yeah.
bariatric. So it's very similar case, but sometimes it is different. But most of them are pretty similar. Um, I guess the other hack you could say that I really push is kind of like what I mentioned in the beginning. Like I'm basically kind of fasting or going low calorie in the beginning, but my midday is very similar. Like it's gonna be light, period. Like they're like, but I love it. Like I have
Okay.
to get something it's light, but I love.
Okay.
An example of that would be like agarré chicken salad with grapes y una salad. Bien padre,
Yeah.
right? Cilantro dressing. I'm making everybody hungry.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, oh,
I'm
But-
just
lunchtime.
But you know what I mean? Like I look forward to it.
Yeah.
But it's to the point that the lady where I go, they know what I'm gonna get.
You're
know?
regularly like, we already
Rinse and
know for you.
repeat, rinse and repeat,
Right.
rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
So that I push a lot. Routine is what I push a lot.
Okay.
Routine.
And that's what I was gonna ask you is just like I guess not necessarily walk us through a day in the life, but day in the life like eating. So you're saying
Yeah.
you have your like almost protein coffee, if you will,
Protein coffee
in the morning.
light lunch. But now most of my work day is now light.
Okay, lunch.
But
sorry.
when I go with my wife and kids, ahí ya valió.
Yeah,
Like,
vale.
That's a great way to put
you
it.
know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be dangerous now.
Yeah.
So, but I already saved my day for that.
But you
Okay.
have all these calories, and again, now that we're on this topic, or kind of in this topic, with yourself and maybe with your patients as well, do you kind of do the calories in, calories out? You just kind
Yeah,
of
we do. That's the first thing we touch on is like, hey, this is how many calories you need. And so going back to the ChatGPT thing or just Google,
Yeah.
bueno, if you know this is light and breakfast, lunch is light. Bueno, just be careful. Like really look at your calories in the dinner time.
right.
When I just made your day very easy.
Because in all reality,
You get
you
me?
can, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, just because I've looked into this as well myself. In all reality, and I'm gonna use your example, your coffee in the morning had less than 100 calories.
Yeah, 100
right?
calories, 150. That's
Your
it.
lunch maybe almost 500.
400 or 500.
So then you have what, 2,000 maybe, 1,800 to work
Well,
with for dinner.
if you're trying to lose weight, and by the way, most people are wanting to lose weight, they're women.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and by the way, I work with mostly women
Okay.
Interesting.
because
So
they
it's
pay
lower.
attention.
It's
Listen.
lower calories by nature.
Yes,
right?
so it's gonna be lower calories.
Okay.
So you're looking at 1,500, 1,600. Bueno, si ya me gasté 600, now I have 1,000. Now I have 900.
Yeah.
That's what you have to Google.
Right.
Interesting.
What can I have for dinner?
What do you
Yeah.
What do you say to someone like sometimes, and I'm guilty of it too. Like
Or less. Like, quédate a little bit less because you never
Yeah.
know something you might.
Because
something
again,
else.
that's a really good point. Because you don't know the restaurant. Maybe if you go out to eat,
Yeah.
the oil that you're using, or how much of that stays on
Appetizer.
your
That's
steak.
so
Yeah, yeah.
true.
Go ahead.
So all of that.
No, I just had a question about like people who eat one meal a day and they're just like getting all their calories in that one meal. Like, what does that do to you? Because I do that. I have
Yeah.
done that. I don't always do it, but it'll be like, oh,
I'm
I'll
also-
skip lunch.
That's for both of us.
And
I
my
do
breakfast
that.
will be coffee. It doesn't have protein in it, so just coffee. And then I'm like getting home and I'm starving, right? Because I haven't eaten all day and I have water. And then I'm just like,
What
eating
happens?
everything.
That's what will happen. I'm starving.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna overeat.
Yeah.
More than likely, you're gonna overeat. But the other thing is like, también it's a lot of work for your body.
Yes. Okay, that's
So
what.
it's mucho trabajo. You have to break all that food down. It's probably late at night too.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work. That's what my brain goes, hey, es mucho trabajo.
Yeah.
So you're leaving a whole day's worth for one part of the day.
It's a great
Y
way
es
to put
cuando
it.
ya te estás, you're already shutting down, kind of, también.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I don't like it.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the part that I don't like. But if you broke it down,
Yeah.
then you're that probably won't happen. Like you're
Okay.
not gonna be starving like that. You're also, it's less work. También for your stomach. at that point.
That's a great way to put it, right? Because your body's working overtime. Now they're like trying to like figure out what all these
Yeah.
calories are
So
doing.
it's more work. It's more work for you.
Yeah.
And I go there because I talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, just an example, a steak is more work to break down versus like fish or chicken. Like think about, I have to use a knife for a steak,
Yeah.
right? And for chicken or fish, I don't. It's just like fork.
Yeah. It's a little
Well,
bit
no,
softer.
that's more work. So my mind goes there like, okay, well, the serving, that's a lot of work too. Yeah. So if you're having issues like gastritis or stuff like that, pues that's not good for that person. Que, pues that will cause
too much
issues.
at once.
That will stimulate that. So things like that, I think my brain goes there right away. Like, hey, a lot of work. No.
No, that's a great way to put it
Yeah.
because, yeah.
So you're taking a pretty balanced approach. Let's finish out your day of eating.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just curious.
sorry.
No. So then you had your light breakfast, if you want to call it that. Your
So I'm
light lunch, and
I'm
then-
saving all day
right.
for my dinner.
What's it looking like? You have
Well,
about what?
I'm
16,
flexible.
1800?
Oh,
I'm
okay.
flexible because I've saved my day for that meal.
I want
know.
people to hear this just because I do also want people to know that
So
you can be flexible.
Ayer comí lasagna,
There you go.
you know,
Delicious.
but I waited all day long for that.
Right.
You know, y no me serví atascado. Like,
Sí.
it's just like,
That's
bueno,
I see what you mean.
a great word.
I'm gonna give more value here.
It's okay.
So you have two hands, two fists.
Uh-huh.
So when your plate, well, most plates come with two fists. Okay, with two sides. I mean,
Yeah.
two sides. Well, no, that's like God's way of telling you, like, hey, don't go past those two
Yeah.
fists.
Like,
You know what I mean?
only eat what you can handle, man.
Like, well, you'll never forget that.
Two fists. Oh.
The fisting is like, oh man, that's how many sides I should eat. That's like, a pretty balanced side dish amount that you should put. Well, that has carbohydrates. So when I eat, I'm thinking about that, like how many carbs are in my meal.
Okay.
Y bueno, that's what I bring up with my clients.
Like mindful
A lot of
eating.
that mindful
Yeah,
eating.
mindful eating. Yeah.
Yes. So I give you a strategy on how to do that. Well, I mentioned it ahorita a little bit right there.
So that's good. I really like that approach because in essence you're teaching them how to have a healthier lifestyle, not so much a diet.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
And a better
I want-
relationship with food. Like, you don't want to feel completely, like we talked about it earlier, like, restricted and miserable.
Exactly. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy my food, pero no, like I have rules, como quiera. You know,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna overdo it. Every now and then, like, but now when it happens, pues now it's like 80%, 90% me porté bien.
Sí.
Yeah.
Cuando me chiflé, pues me chiflé, right? It's just like, okay, ni modo.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel guilty.
I don't feel
about it.
guilty
Or
about it.
dwell on it.
I'm gonna go actually like pretty hard on that part.
You're like, I'm gonna enjoy
I
it.
don't feel guilty.
Well, that's
I don't feel
that's the
guilty.
beauty of it because if we all lived that way, we wouldn't. I feel like we'd have a better relationship with food, just because we wouldn't have that like, oh, I have it too. I'm venting here, but I have it too where I'm like, oh yeah, comí whatever. I'm just gonna eat whatever I want then, and tomorrow, and I do that Friday to Sunday, and then sometimes even Monday.
Yeah,
you know, like, and
I get it. I've lived.
we do it and we
I've
do it and we
lived
do
that.
it, and it adds up, and by it's like a vicious cycle.
I love that you brought that up because I feel like that happens to me on Mondays. If I ate bad on Monday, the whole week I'm like, pues ya hice mal.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna finish it off, I guess. And it's like,
and people think it's like, what do you mean it's just Monday? No, like we have that same mentality. Like
Yeah.
I have it too all the time, and sometimes I'll now that football season's here, I know Sundays again most of the times the games are on Sunday. I know Sundays it's like we're gonna do something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I should be like, you know what? I'll be good till Sunday. That way I can enjoy my Sunday and not feel like crap or guilty the next day. And no, it's like Friday comes around and it's like, oh, let's go out to dinner. And then,
Yeah.
let's, yeah.
So I anticipate that. already.
Yeah, okay.
So in my day, I anticipate dinner. Hey, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so this part, nobody can touch this part. My beginning of the day, my work day,
That's good. That's
nobody
really
can touch it.
Yeah.
Pero porque I already know what's gonna happen. You know,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I live like that on purpose. Y ya de ahí, it's like things can try to like integrate. I mean, force through my walls.
Yeah.
There's gonna be things that attack my walls, but the pan dulce at work, the hey, ¿quieres un Starbucks?
Yes,
You know, stuff
yes.
like that.
Yes, I do.
Like, yep.
So those things, si es free, échalo para acá.
Let
¿Verdad? Lo gratis sí.
Si es free, échalo para acá. But it's like they're not
gratis
giving me
no.
free things almost every single day, you
Right.
know. So those are when I do kind of like allow myself to do it. Pero most of my work week, it's like, well, that you can't touch it.
Yeah.
Like that's like that for me.
Let me ask you this, because I tell Claire this all the time, and I should be maybe paying for your services, but I have you here. I'll ask you.
I'm gonna give you my card. Book an appointment.
Because I feel like I do that thing a lot, like the whole like I'm just gonna wait. I tell you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just gonna wait
He's
because
like,
I'm going out
he
to
skips
dinner.
lunch,
So
yeah.
I skip it all. I'll do caffeine and water just to keep like hold me through the day.
Yeah.
And I tell Claire this a lot. Sometimes when I don't do that and I'm really hungry, I'll just have like a snack or something. I don't even when I do eat and it's smaller and it's lighter or whatever, I still eat the same amount at the later part of my day.
Yeah.
How do I not do? How do I stop?
What I will tell you
Does
is
that just come down to like willpower?
no.
In all reality.
Ahí es como like the way you process foods, like the protein thing I was telling you about. That's work. So un protein source comparado a un sneaker no es igual.
Or like the
Empty calories.
Sí. So you're talking about a whole different thing, right? This is processed very quickly.
Yeah. That's why you're still just as hungry.
You're not getting like the nutrients que necesitas. Y esto is like, this is like, it's going to take some work. ¿Verdad? So, all the complexities of like, hey, it has to go to the muscle mass and all these things broken down, all of that. Pues it takes a lot more work. So, you break it into pieces that way, that it vas a batallar para eso. You know,
Right.
it's going to be tougher for that to happen.
So if you do, like, again, if si sabes, like, no me voy a aguantar, okay, eat, but eat, like a whole foods meal, not just like like processed snacks or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because then again, your body's just gonna run through that, and then you're still gonna be just as hungry later.
Yeah.
Right?
That's yeah,
kind of, okay.
for sure.
Interesting.
Okay.
If it's just like, hey man, this day is gonna be not good, like then that's a not good day. You know, it's just a bad day.
Yeah. And tomorrow I'll try better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Then I
But actually try
It
better,
didn't
not,
ruin your week.
not just throw away.
but
the
it
week.
didn't ruin the whole week.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's the hard part.
Bueno, that thought right there, you need to realize, hey, that thought is not reality.
Yeah.
It's just my thought.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not a set in stone thing,
Yeah.
right? So but my whole week is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ya pensaste más.
It
you
goes.
know?
I feel like it all goes back to like food and like your mentality, right? Like it
Yes.
really is all sometimes mental. Like you know.
I have a class with my clients just on mentality.
You need
Really?
to.
Just on mentality. On our second session with every client is like mental.
Like where you need
Yeah.
to be mentally.
And
too.
that's what I was mentioning about that. Like, ese thought, bueno, if I think, hey, I can never lose weight versus, man, it's easy for me to lose weight. Who's gonna be the person that tries more?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the guy who thinks it's easy for me. Versus el otra persona ni va a calar. He's not even gonna try. That person's gonna lose. So they can lose weight for, let's say they did it a month, but something bad happened and they thought negatively. You lost.
Yeah.
You know, you lost your progress. You might quit. So you need to be careful with that. Porque your thoughts really matter and what you're saying to yourself. I think in the beginning I was saying that, like, I say it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to stop. So the same thing, if you're saying positive things, even if it's fake, right, on purpose, it's hard not to do it.
Or you say it so much
know?
that it
Yeah.
becomes true.
Yeah.
right?
I have a friend who he's thriving, and he was a bariatric patient. He was had a lot of health issues. That's what caused him to get the bariatric surgery. And part of, I guess, the process, this was a couple years ago too that he did this, was going to, I guess, like a food and mental health or food and like health something like figuring out your relationship with food kind of class, right? And I remember when he was talking about the process, and he's like, yeah, it's like, I think, mandatory to go to this class. And he's like, well, like, he didn't have the best mentality going in. It's just mandatory that he has to go, right? And then afterwards, when he started the classes and we were talking, he was like, I would have never thought, like, how much my mental health, right, or just, like, food and mentality play such a key role in what I'm eating, how I'm feeling when I'm eating, like, all of that stuff. And I was like, wow, I was like, more people need to take classes like these because it's so true. Like, you don't realize how mental or, like, how much you get in your head about it, or I'm sad, so I'm going to eat, or I'm this, I'm going to eat, or, So I thought that was interesting that you brought that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived through that.
Yeah.
So that's why I emphasize it so much.
It's an important class, and I think it's like a key. It's really key to as a starter, if you will, to like understand your relationship with food, like individually, right? I feel like everyone has it kind of different.
A lot of the times when I talk about that, people get very emotional.
I can imagine.
Like no joke. No
I
joke.
can imagine.
Casi no falla que somebody's gonna get like emotional.
Yeah.
Pero it's because they realize, like, oh man, I think so horrible about this part, Y es que you need to know that, ¿verdad? Si no vas a batallar. Y so a lot of times I'm like yo pienso que I'm like the stop sign, or I'm the speed limit for people.
Yeah.
That's my duty, to just be available for people. That's on my mission statement on our website. Our website is nuestronutritionllc.com, and our mission statement is basically, like, to make it very simple, it's being available.
Yeah.
To people. Well, because I really mean it.
I can imagine. I mean, it seems this way too, but like, you have to be a really good listener to really hear out your patient too, and like, I'm sure sometimes they come in and maybe they're not even talking about food; they're just talking about, like, their issues and problems in their daily life, and then you're like, okay, let's get to the nitty gritty.
And people know if you're, people know. Ya estás hablando. You guys can know que I'm saying the truth.
Yeah, and you're genuine, 100%.
I'm genuine about it.
100%.
Y va a haber otra gente que no conectates.
Yeah.
Bueno, that's where you'll know. You have to step in and find out. Hey, okay, did I get something out of this, or did I not? Did I get scammed?
Yeah. You're like,
Pero pues you have to find out. You have to take the risk. There's always risks in life, but you have to take the risk, learn, and even si no aprendes algo, trata de aprender algo, right? That's what I would say to people.
Awesome. So is there anything maybe that we missed on, Claire, that we should touch on, or anything?
I have just like, and this is really isn't much about nutrition, but I just had a question or something to ask, because we talked about it off camera, if you will. What you would say to somebody who, like, started off from a small town, maybe they don't feel like they have all the resources, or they're not sure if they can do it, or like college seems like a pipe dream that's never going to happen. What would you say to that person that's like, a little iffy?
Oh man, like.
Or what would you say to you, like, back,
I would say to me, hey, just do it. No matter what, do not give up. Have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and that that things will work out perfectly in your favor. But and thinking about the thought thing I was telling you about, that's the way my mindset was, and still is, and but that's why I take steps, right? Because I believe that way.
Yeah.
And so I would tell myself, like, hey, you need to believe that things can work out for you. Y pues that way I can actually have a shot. And maybe no me hubiera ido bien, pero I just don't believe that there's failure for myself. Like, I don't see that route.
It's not an option.
Not an option. For me, it's not an option. Like, if it does fail, I'm gonna go this route, and then like I don't have that in my head.
That's good.
But I would tell myself, like, hey, for the small town person, right? Like, it's like, you need to have faith that, and it doesn't matter if you're from a small town.
Yeah.
It just like you have the ability, you have mental ability, you have physical ability. If you can read, ¿verdad? También, and you can speak well, I mean, you can get it done. But I will tie in something that when I was a patient, when I was my first job, very first job at Nuestra Clínica del Valle, this man came in and he said, "Where are you from?" Dije, "Oh, pues I'm from La Grulla." And he's like, "Qué bueno puede venir de La Grulla? Like, what good can come out from La Grulla?" And then I said, "Well, I've heard that all my life." Pretty much le dije, ¿verdad? And he's all like, "Well, that's also what they told Jesus. They told Jesus that he that what good can come out of Nazareth."
Yeah.
And basically, like, you don't know what's gonna come out of a small town. I told people, like, puede salir doctores, lawyers. I've already seen it. I've already saw it. Pero you have to believe that you can actually do it, and y echarle ganas,
Yeah.
right? Like, you believe and then work, believe and work.
100%. My dad used to tell me, you can't teach in college or high school, or whatever. You can't teach that self-motivation. It's something you have to have within yourself, right? That drive, those ganas that you want, it comes from you, man. You don't get a
The
class on
desire,
that.
right? Desire.
Yeah.
I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
You know. So that's like, oh man, that's super ingrained in me. Like, I can't allow anything else. Like,
Yeah. No, we can tell. Definitely a testament to your character. We can just in this brief conversation, like, yeah, we can tell, we can see it. So.
but it's because ya viví otra vida, right? I already experienced, like, batallé.
Yeah.
You know, ya batallé. But
Struggle's part of the success.
the struggle, I already struggled, and not compared. No estoy diciendo que I struggled. Oh my God, like,
No, but
your life's
everyone,
horrible.
yeah.
Pero sí batallé, ¿verdad? Pero I kept pushing and I kept pushing and I kept growing a little bit, little bit. And so it's like one of my things I stick to is there's when the plant's growing, first it's a plant, then the little bud, and then the flower comes out. So there's always steps to life.
Yeah.
And that's my approach to cosas que hago, ¿verdad? But if you try to take shortcuts, it's not going to work out.
No,
Te va a
no.
salir algo mal. So don't take shortcuts tampoco. Sí te van a ayudar, ¿verdad? Somebody's going to help you out. Está bien, y yo ayudo gente también. Pero because I'm planting seeds for me
Yeah.
también. It's like a win-win.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do a win-win thing, and but was, hey, that's the game. You know?
Yeah.
The game of life. But I'm always gonna be helping. That's como my thing, you know.
You're
ayudar.
watering other people's seeds
Yeah.
and plants and helping them grow.
Yes.
Keeping the metaphor. But no, yeah, that was really like my last question, just because you touched base on it earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm just curious what advice you have. And I think our listeners would like to, or will enjoy hearing that. So.
Yeah. On that note, if we've kind of already touched on the topics that we wanted to touch on.
Was there anything we were missing?
Was there anything that you wanted to touch on, maybe, Isaac, that we haven't touched on? I have one more question, and then we wrap it up.
One thing I do want to just let people know is that our services they exist.
Yeah.
Our dietitian services exist. It's covered by most insurances. So literally, you might not pay anything. Like, literally.
I don't think we asked this. Where are you located?
We're an online service.
Okay.
So it's all virtual.
Oh, good to know.
We do virtual visits by video or by phone call. And again, our dietitian service is a preventable service.
Okay.
So you do the diet, suppose you prevent this issue. So a lot of insurances, they cover that 100%. So that's what I do. That's what we do. So just so people know that, I gente literally no saben. Like, literally no saben.
And making it virtual, I think, is just so much more. I think it's easier. I think maybe because I do it. Time it's better like for the time. Sometimes you can't make it physically to your appointment, and you're like, damn. But like, now you can go in person. I mean, do it virtual. So I love that option.
Awesome. On that note, one question that we always like to ask all our guests that come on before they leave, it's what does success look like to you?
Success for me is Uh, Having the ability to help my family. That's it, man. That's it for me.
Yeah.
I can help. Si alguien necesita algo, I help them. That's
That's
it.
awesome.
So, for me to do that, I need to be excellent all the time. I need to be winning all the time. I cannot aflojarle.
No, yeah.
I love that mentality.
Short and sweet, but
Yes.
very to the point. Love that. On that note, I know you kind of already touched on it prior. If there's anything that you want to plug before we close out, where can people find you? Social media, anything like that, or anything that you have.
So
going on?
people can find me under Issac Anzaldua on social media, Facebook, Instagram, on Facebook. And for our business, our private practice is Nuestro Nutrition LLC. .com. You can book on there. There's a link on there. You can also call our office 956-217-5113. That's 956-217-5113. And again, our clients, it's an insurance-based practice. So most of our clients, they don't pay much out of pocket. So it's like, les conviene. I mean, so a lot of my marketing is like just letting people know that.
Right.
Right.
Awesome.
And we'll link all of this in the description as well. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, on that note, we thank you guys so much for joining us on today's episode of Unidos Unplugged. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.
thank you.